apartment is a mess. There's no room for happiness. Been alone too many nights. You came by the other day, dropped off a key but wouldn't stay. We couldn't even start a fight. I know it's only been a week, but I can't eat, I'm losing sleep, I'm missing you. On Sunday, I will make a brand new start. On Sunday, I will fix this broken heart. Maybe I won't be sad next Sunday. People running off to work. No one sees how much you hurt. It doesn't matter anyway. Picked up a coffee down the street, the place we always used to meet. It's getting cold here in LA. I know it's only been
Welcome to ChiroSecure's Empowering Women in Chiropractic, the Facebook Live show for successful women by successful women, proving once again women make it happen. Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. Now join today's host, Dr. Nicole Lindsay, as she talks overhead, debt, and creating other sources of income. And now, here's Dr. Nicole.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Dr. Nicole Lindsay on today's show, Empowering Women in Chiropractic. First of all, let's give a thank you and lots of love to ChiroSecure for putting this show on for so many years now, putting great information out for students, for chiros, for CAs, for everybody to build, to grow, to connect, engage. We appreciate you, ChiroSecure. Today's show, I am so excited about, is about connecting with OBGYNs to build your practice. Today, it is so important to build relationships with MDs now more than ever. There's so much crazy energy going on in the world. And right now, regarding healthcare, people are investing more time into themselves. They're learning more about how to get healthier. They're wanting to take more responsibility of themselves, and they are seeking out this information. They are still going to their healthcare providers for health information. So now is the time to connect with all healthcare providers, including OBGYNs, to build these relationships. I do teach chiropractors how to do this. I have an online course and I help you build those strategies through an online course. So if you have any questions throughout this presentation, after this presentation, don't hesitate to reach out because I am here to help you. So let's get started with the information. What's interesting is when I started putting together the information and the content for this presentation, I realized that I have way more content regarding this specific topic than what's allowed in this short time that we have together for these shows. So this actually turned into a 3-part series. So this is going to be part 1, which is OBGYNs make great referral sources. Part 2, which we'll do in an upcoming episode, is going to be the 3 steps to implement OBGYN connections, where I'm going to give you my blueprint, exactly what I did and what I do to gain these referrals on a day-to-day basis in my practice. Part 3 is going to be crafting the perfect OBGYN presentation so that you have the confidence to go out and do it yourself. If you don't want to wait for episode 2 and 3, which I definitely think you should, you can get this ebook, and I will share that information with you sooner than later. So just take a screenshot of that, and I'll be sure to get you that information sooner than later. So connecting with OBGYNs to build your practice. These are the topics that we're going to discuss over the next few minutes. Number 1, why connecting with OBGYNs is a must for any chiropractor, not just chiropractors that want to build a practice of patients that are pregnant. Connecting with OBGYNs is for everybody, and I'm going to give you the reasons why. Number 2, we're going to talk about how to gain both non-pregnant and pregnancy-related cases. You can get both. And then number 3, the one thing that OBGYNs want to know before the referral is made to you. So that is what we're going to cover over the next few minutes. So why do OBGYNs make great referral sources? Well, first of all, women are the chief medical officers of their families. I know I am. We make all the healthcare decisions for our family members and for ourselves most of the time. 79% of the time, mothers report they choose their children's healthcare providers compared to 22% of fathers. 77% of mothers report they usually take their children to their doctor's appointments compared to 24% of fathers. And I know this is true in my family. 94% of women make healthcare decisions for themselves, and 58% of family caregivers are women. So women in the US, they make up approximately 80% of the healthcare decisions for their families, according to the US Department of Labor. So I know in my practice specifically, I have more women than men as patients. And looking over surveys of all the practices in the US, what I found is that 57% of patients are women in most chiropractic offices. So this is a very good reason why it is important to build relationship with OBGYNs, because OBGYNs see all of women, right? So here's the next reason why it's important to build relationships, why they make great referral sources. Women take better care of themselves, period. That's a fact, right? More women are willing to try what their MD recommends. The life expectancy for a man is 75 years, whereas the life expectancy for a woman is 80 years. So women are just more proactive about disease prevention, and they're willing to do what it takes to get healthier. So they tend to eat healthier, they live a healthier lifestyle. Women make 2 times more preventative healthcare visits to medical providers than men do. So they tend to just be healthier in general. So again, OBGYNs see all women, and women take better care of themselves. The next reason that OBGYNs make great referral sources is that OBGYNs are the gatekeepers in terms of women's health. And I know for myself, my OBGYN, I trust this doctor more than anyone. Let's face it, we get very close, right? So you're trusting them with your body in ways that you may not trust other physicians. So there's just a relationship there that is very special between an OBGYN and a female. And this relationship can last the entire female's life. And why is that? Well, because the OBGYN is typically seeing the female from puberty, prenatal care, childbirth, guides the woman through fertility, infertility, contraception, and beyond reproductive years. So this is really important because women, they tend to trust their OBGYNs more. So what better MD is there to build a relationship with than an OBGYN? The next reason why it's so important to build relationships with OBGYNs is that OBGYNs are seeing our ideal patients. OBGYNs are getting referrals from primary healthcare providers to rule out other causes of low back pain, hip pain, and pelvic pain in many cases. So once that OBGYN rules all of that out and it's not a gynecological issue, then be an option, be a next step for that OBGYN so that you can be part of the collaborative team of healthcare providers that OBGYN will reach out to and suggest that the patient see you because it's not a gynecological issue. I can't help you here. So let's try chiropractic. So why not? And the simple fact is that back problems are very common in women. One third of female adults suffer with low back pain, according to the CDC. And OBGYNs are seeing our patients, right? The number one reason a patient visits a chiropractor is back pain. And a lot of these patients are going to their OBGYN. So that makes a great reason why building relationships with OBGYNs is necessary. Here's another thing. Pregnancy hurts. I went through it 15 years ago, and I had a chiropractor all through my pregnancy. I got adjusted during labor. And let's face it, low back pain is common during pregnancy. 50 to 70% of all pregnant women will have significant low back pain during their pregnancy, according to the CDC. So one third of these patients that do experience low back pain, that pain will be severe. So pregnant women are going to their OBGYNs for their back pain, and they're going in for their routine visits, and they're telling their OBGYN, I'm hurting. So this is really important to bridge these relationships, bridge these gaps with the OBGYN so you can let them know that you are an option for them. Now, OBGYNs, they are looking for natural solutions, natural pain management options for their patients because they're limited to what they can do for their patient, right? So we know that they can't give them NSAIDs, they can't give them certain medications. So they're really uncertain about adequate treatment options to offer pregnant patients that are in pain. So then again, let the OBGYNs know that you can help these patients. The last thing we want to see is an OBGYN prescribe an opioid to a pregnant woman because she's in severe pain. And unfortunately, that is still happening. Let's talk about postpartum as well. Postpartum, a lot of women are still in pain, whether it's from the epidural injection, whether it's from the labor itself, what the body went through. A lot of women experience pain postpartum. A recent study in Pennsylvania showed 1 in 10 women filled a prescription for narcotic pain medication after vaginal delivery. 1 in 10 women. So not only should you be building relationships with these OBGYNs to let them know how you can help the patient during pregnancy, but after pregnancy as well. So those are my reasons why it is so important and it is a must to build relationships with OBGYNs. Now, how to gain both pregnant and non-pregnant musculoskeletal related cases? Well, here's the thing. A lot of chiropractors listening to this right now, even if you're male and you're thinking, I don't know, why would I want to build a relationship with an OBGYN? I don't have a pregnancy only practice. Maybe you're a female chiropractor and you're thinking that as well. I don't just take care of pregnant patients. Why should I build a relationship with OBGYNs? Well, the truth is, OBGYNs are a great resource for non pregnant patients as well. In fact, the MDs that are referring to me most right now are OBGYNs. And I do not have a pregnancy only practice. I have a family practice. I take care of all walks of life. And they're referring patients that are pregnant and patients that are not pregnant. So, in order to gain these referrals, when you meet the MD, when you talk to the MD, you will need to educate the OBGYN on various topics so that you can let them know that you can help those patients. So, you need to talk about the lumbar spinal anatomy, the entire anatomy of the spine, and the curves, the fact that we should have some lordotic curves in the cervical and lumbar spines. We need to talk about the muscle connection, how when a woman gains weight, whether it's through pregnancy or just gains weight in general, how that can shift things and pull on the spine and flatten out curves. We can talk about the SI joints, the strain on the facets, the discs, all of it. We want to let the MD know about the different ways that misalignments can occur, how we can have biomechanical stress on the spine. And this can be structural. It can be from a hyperlordotic curve or a hypolordotic curve. We can gain SI joint misalignments as a result of this loss of curve in the spine. We can also talk about the chemical stress that's involved that causes misalignments. And the chemical stress can be physiological, can be from hormone imbalance when a woman is going through puberty, and definitely pregnancy, how we get increased ligament laxity, and how all of that plays a part in how misalignments occur. Now, the key when you're talking to the MD is to let the MD know that pregnancy is not the only time that a female subluxates her SI joint, pelvis, or lumbar spine. It can happen at any time. Yes, it happens when we're pregnant, for the majority of females, but it can happen when you're not pregnant as well. And that is how you will gain referrals for non pregnant patients as well. Now, once you get the MD to you build the relationship, which is an essential part of bridging this gap, is educating the MD. Once you do that, you build authority and a credibility, which ultimately is going to help the MD trust you. Now, in order for that MD or the OBGYN to send patients in you, there's one thing that I've found when I get in front of an OBGYN and I talk to them about the various ways that we can help their patients. The one thing that always comes up that I think is important for you to know is this. They want to know this. Will you evaluate the patient's condition to determine if you can help the patient? You see, there are many chiropractors that do not do a proper exam. There are franchises, chiropractic franchises, and I have nothing against them. They do their thing. Not my particular thing, but they serve the way that they want to serve. Now, if a pregnant patient is referred to their office, that OBGYN wants to know that they're getting an exam, that they will get a workup so that the note coming back to the OBGYN will tell the OBGYN what we found and what we're going to do. Can we help the patient and what the problem is? Now, you might think, well, the OBGYN wants control of the situation and they want to determine what the problem is. Not really. It's not in their wheelhouse, really. They want to be sure that you know what you're doing before they trust their patient with you. OBGYNs are especially cautious of their pregnant patients. Most MDs are, cautious. They care about their patients, and they all want to gain this trust before they trust you with their patients, especially OBGYNs. So that is the information that I have for you today in regards to connecting with OBGYNs to build your practice. I know that part 2 and part 3 is going to be equally important and helpful to you. So make sure you tune in for the follow-up episodes to this presentation of connecting with OBGYNs to build your practice. Don't forget to tune in to our next show, which will be in 2 weeks, which will be Dr. Julie McLaughlin, Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. We hope you enjoyed this week's Facebook Live event. Please like us on Facebook, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing all of you next week for another episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Now, go ahead and hit the share button and tell your friends and colleagues about the show. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. This has been a Chiro Secure production.